Good day folks, and welcome to the channel. The last video you would have seen the Alfa 4C running the 600 World Touring Car race round Tokyo Express. We're doing the grinds. The Alfa 4C isn't actually in the race. Mr. Solis actually uses the 8C competition, but the reason we put that video in was to see if he had reason to complain, to see whether he could have had a faster car. Well, we've tuned this 8C up. Let's take a look. It's on sports hards, it's on exactly 600 pp. It's got a front splitter, it's got side skirts, it's no rear valance available, and it's got the high rear wing set with 20 end plates. Wheels are standard but made wider. So exactly 600 pp, we just use the downforce to tune. Fully customizable suspension, fully customizable diff, as always exactly standard, nothing changed. Downforce on the front 70, rear 239, 100 on the ECU, 100 on the power restrictor. Customizable manual transmission because it brought the PP down to 320. No turbo or supercharger available at all for this car. It is 100% naturally aspirated with no upgrades. Air cleaner, silencer and exhaust manifold all racing. Brake system and brake pads all racing. Brake controller, we're going to put the brakes all the way to the front. Clutch flywheel is racing, carbon prop shaft, and then we've selectively picked our upgrades just to meet the PP restrictions. We could have actually put the PP up and then brought it back down by adding weight or reducing power, but we chose not to. So bore up, stroke up, engine balance tuning, polished ports and racing crankshaft, and increased body rigidity. So as a means to an end, we'll just dive straight into this because we're already at the track. So assists will be manual transmission, traction control 1, default ABS, active stability management on because it's a little bit of a fighter, counter steer assistance on strong, and then controller settings. As always folks, nothing changes. Max force feedback torque 5 and force feedback sensitivity 6, and we're on a G29 wheel. Let's dive straight into it. So this is the car Mr. Solis actually runs in, and we'll see him in the orange slightly in front. We're starting from last place in 16th, and we're going to make our way up past the field. We've got fuel looking rather stingy. Up to 6th gear, 170 mile an hour as we leave the tunnel, and we're making our way past quite quickly past the rest of the field. Mr. Solis is way back there, so his 8C isn't quite as well tuned as this one, but she handles probably better because this one's a dog. Really have to slow down to get the front end to bite. So we're in 8th place at the end of the straight. Not the slowest car we've had by any means, and not the slowest car we're gonna have, I don't think. The back end still likes to fight even when we've got all the help aids on. Let's just give her a chance though. 3rd gear as we slide past the WRX. And a little bit of counter steer applied as we exit the bridge. See how she comes through it, down to 4th, foot on the brake, make the front end come in, back on the power. She's lost it, oh my lord. That's where you've got to be careful. She still fights me, even with all the help aids on. What can we do? We could probably tune that out with a little bit of suspension tuning, but we're not doing that. This is about taking your basic car and taking it to make it grindable. So Mr. Gallo currently leads, followed by Mr. Fraga. Mr. Hizal in 3rd place, braking on the 175. Mr. Cookabun in 5th. And there he is as we come round the back of Mr. Blazan, who's in 6th. Mr. Miazano in 8th. And Mr. Beauvoir in 9th. Now, I'm kind of anticipating that we're going to make good ground on the straight here because I think this car is very capable of a 200 mile an hour straight. It isn't all negative about this car. Mr. Solis has been provided with a rather poorly tuned version but this one likes to give it the beans. 5.3 laps of fuel remaining, so we're going to get to the halfway mark on target with fuel. We're at 197, 198, 199. There's the 200. And we really get it to growl as we really turn in front of the 22B. It's a lovely sounding engine, this. It gives it all the juice, doesn't it? Absolutely everything. Our lap was a 2:27, our out lap, so not up there with the quickest. The 4C was definitely faster. The 8C comes through there nicely with its tyres just starting to heat up. Mr. Suswillow there trying to evade us in the front. Mr. Gallo's outlapper 2:24.89 is pretty decent. But we're going to see if we can catch that up. We're 8 seconds up. So we're coming round in 3rd place now. Just going to brake on that 175. And we just pulse the brakes as we enter the corner. Just going to try and cut him up the inside. He had the better acceleration than we did. But we've got him on the straight, no need to slipstream. We'll make this engine absolutely sing. It sounds a charm. So we're in end of lap 2, up to 2nd place. Gallo's put in a 2:14, we do a 2:11.9. That's pretty decent. Not the worst that we've seen. On a par with the 4C. So Mr. Solis, like Mr. Gentry, needs to look for a new job, I would suggest. Just braking on the 200. Get this one singing as well. Absolute beauty. So if I was Mr. Solis and to make sense of the intro screeny pick that I did for the last video, I'd be wanting the 4C over this car. Even though I said that 4C wasn't my favourite car, it drives better than this one. Admittedly though, this one sounds pretty decent. I never had sounds though as one of the criteria for whether it would be a decent car. Did it have to sound good? Well, this one is up there in the top of the tree. Listen to that overrun in 3rd gear there as you come off the power. Absolutely lovely. She drifts and slides a bit, so if you like them like that, this one will definitely fit the bill. We were 0.7 up, so that would take us to a low 211. Let's just see where she comes out as we come past this final timing flag here, the final sector flag. .4 up, so that takes it to a mid 210. 210.5 would be pretty decent, and then we've just got to hold the 210s. That engine sings through this tunnel. So Gallo leads by 1.7 seconds. That was a 210.346 as I tried to talk what my eyes see, and it never comes out well. Mr. Suswillow in 3rd place, 6 seconds back. Hizal in 4th, Cookerman 5th, Blazan 6th as we look for the braking marker. There it is. As we really close up on the back door of Mr. Gallo. Mr. Fraga in 7th and Beauvoir 8th. We don't get to see how far back they are, but We were purple there, weren't we? I didn't look at it. I was too busy working out why I'd changed down a gear when I don't usually do it. So we're with Mr. Gallo now. Do we push him? We did. We just put him into trouble. We made him brake because he couldn't close the line on us. That got us the lead. That was really quite racecrafty, that. A quick lift on the throttle also meant we got through the corner without sliding too much. .2 up, so a 2:10.1 on lap 4 as we go into lap 5. We've got plenty of fuel. Tyres look to be okay. Fronts are wearing better than they did in the 4C. We're actually gripping and holding more. That's because we've got a lot more downforce in the front of this car. There's a 2:09.8, so Mr. Solis has nothing really to complain about on a car hand for hand, like for like. This is as quick as the 4C. He's just been given a lame duck, hasn't he? He's just not got a car that can do it for him. And she's getting quicker as she gets lighter with fuel. And admittedly, we've got the help aids on, but she drives well with them. That's got to be my favourite part of this track, through that tunnel. Fighting the steering wheel, we're still half a second up. As she gets lighter, she gets faster. Far more drivable. We're going to change tyres at the pit stop. Not pitting this lap, we'll pit next one out. We have got plenty of fuel. We are only 7 seconds ahead of Mr. Gallo. He is going to pit. We're 0.6 up. Is there a chance to be a 2:08? There's a 2:09.3 as we come through the line. 7 seconds ahead of Gallo. I expect him to go to the pits, and he does. He's going to be taking a set of tyres and fuel. Mr. Cookabun in 3rd, Suswillow in 4th, Beauvoir in 5th, Fraga in 6th, Hizal in 7th, and Blasnell in 8th. There's been some shenanigans back there, hasn't there? There's been some swapping of places. What we know is, for the first time in a little while, when we pit with this car, we will actually lose the lead of the race, one would suggest, for the first time in maybe 4 or 5 cars. And we're a little bit down on the last lap, but that left rear tyre is starting to look 60%-ish worn. It's something we haven't really discussed a lot about, is it, about tyres? So currently you're going to get your best performance out of a set of tyres around lap 5, lap 6. Used to be different, but all you're going to get after 60% of your tyres is them falling off and degrading. So 0.4 down at this point, but we're going to the pits this lap. We're going to be 20 seconds in the lead, one would hope, as we take the pits. There we are, 20 seconds up. Now it's just cut back, but Suswillow's chasing us down, and he's going to go on to take the lead of the race as we fly in. We're changing tyres, and we're going to take 6.2 laps of fuel. I got a mouthful of ice cubes then, and I really didn't want to spit them back in the glass. So Suswillow takes the lead of the race. Cookabun comes in the pits behind us, looking for 6.2. It's a long stop. There it is. So we exit the pits in 5th place. We're looking for the next car coming. Mr. Miazano is catching us, 3.1 seconds behind, but out in front Mr. Suswillow, then Mr. Fraga in 2nd, Hizal 3rd, Blazan 4th, 3.4 seconds ahead. They will have to pit, but we don't 100% know what lap they're pitting on, as we cautiously brake into turn 1. New set of boots will go well. So, slow progress, slow improvement, but 2:11, 2:10, 2:09 in the opening laps. A 2:09 5th lap, taking us the fastest lap of the race, which is as quick as any of the AI cars can do. So this proves itself to be definitely a good car. Mr. Solis has no reason to complain. Point proven. I hear you asking what's the next car to be included. Well, I think it's the turn of the 911. We have to find out which 911 it is. Is it the 997? Round headlights, or has it got the funny squiggly shape one? Is that the 994? 996? I don't know. That's got the funny shape one. It's the 996, I think. But that's what I hope to do next. We'll see if we can video that tonight as well. And then that leaves 3 cars. They all peel off to the pits. So that's all of them in there. Suswillow's now taking fuel to get him to the end, and now we can work out just how far ahead we actually are. We'll be chasing Gallo, so Gallo's now ahead 6.5 seconds. That's the only gap we've got. So compared to the other car, the 4C, very different. The 4C went to 9th lap, and we had 30 seconds of lead by the 9th lap, didn't we? We do know that Gallo has got to pit again. And we're purple on the first time lap out. So we're full of fuel, but we're on a fresh set of boots. And the difference is nobody on the track in front of us. It still sounds an absolutely stunning engine. 7.3 seconds in the lead. Brake on the 175. Don't generally think we'd be able to brake for first gear at that speed. That seems a little bit unrealistic. Half a second up, so this will be a 208 maybe. Definite wear on the tyres, equal front and rear. As we start to push this car through the corners, there's a 208.9, absolutely tip top. 7 seconds in the lead. Is Gallo going to pit this time or on lap 10? I think he's going to go one more, isn't he? I think he's going to go and pit at the end of lap 9. Going to brake just by the 200. Just increasing the potential lap time there by a tenth. Well, it was 10/100, sorry. A little bit of movement in the lower ranks as I think Blazen overtakes his Al. I might need to do a little bit of a Wikipedia search, but is a 4C a 4-cylinder and the 8C an 8-cylinder? Would that make sense? I hate to commit that question, but I got it wrong with the Vipers, so it can't be 4 passengers, 8 passengers, or 4 passengers, 4, 8 passengers, can it? So it's got to be based on cylinders. Final corner on lap 9. We're at 11 seconds in the lead. We've been behind the gun on this tight lap every time, and then we come through a quarter of a second slower. This is where we're going to find out just the true sense of our lead. We're 11 seconds in the lead at this point, 11.7. And we expect Gallo to take to the pits. He's just about to do that, one would estimate. There he goes into the pits. We have a 208.927 as our fastest lap. Going to brake just at the 200. As we really put the engine through the ringer as we give it the beans. "21 seconds in the lead, so is there any chance that we might lap cars in this car and the 4C is going to actually prove to be the finer of the two vehicles?" Even though this seems to have put in the faster lap, it's still fighting me. "22 seconds in the lead. With the 4C kind of being 48 seconds in the lead. I still think it's a decent car, and it's one that can win the race. Absolutely. But will it get us the clean race bonus as the 4C did? This will be in the 210s. 25 seconds up. Two cars at the back of the pack there. It looks like Gentry and Konomos are racing together. They've got slightly better in-tune racing than we have. Let's see if we can cover that much ground before we complete the race. As we race the train. Are we going to hit 200? Almost. We were certainly quicker down the straight. 40 hundredths faster than we were the other lap. And we've maintained that sort of gap, so felt very spongy on the brakes going into there then. We've probably lost a little bit of that time now. I don't think we'll lose that fastest lap to any of the cars in this race. Yeah, I thought we'd scrubbed it off. I don't think we're going to be able to catch the two cars in front. Just one lap to go, but they're away. Felt very efficient through that final corner as we just lose a little bit more time. No, there's no way in the world we're going to catch those two boys. But let's concentrate on this car. It'll be another 209 maybe. Could be a 208. A 208.70, fastest lap of the race. It's definitely faster on a lighter fuel tank, and those rear tyres are just starting to look like they've given up the ghost with 31 seconds clear. So this is very close to being a 26 minute car. Because that's still one of the benchmarks it can make. The 4C was a 26.48er. This one could be around 15 seconds slower for the overall distance. But that's all in the pit stop and waiting for fuel delivery. Because it needed to take a full six laps fuel, didn't it? Whereas the 4C only took 3. It was half the time in the pit stop. Oh, a little unfortunate bump there. 34 seconds. We've got 45 seconds to get to the line now. "30 seconds to get to the line from here. Can it qualify as a sub-27 car? And we'll give Mr. Solis his P45. Here we go, running to the line. There is definitely inside a 26.51. And it's an absolutely stunning looking car as well. Look at that. But are all my cars red? Do I generally tend to choose red cars? So a 26.51.819, leading by over 36 seconds. So it's a decent win. Fastest lap at 208.870, which isn't shy at all, is it? Absolute stunner. Now here's the differential, and it gets the clean race bonus. So Solis, ask you that question, my friend. But there she is. Happy days. sub 20, plus 27 million and 122 miles per day. That's pretty good. Well, with that, folks, I'll just leave it with you, and just ask for any feedback you've got at the end. If you think that car's decent, or if you've got a better tune for it. There we go, sniffing Mr. Gentry there. Well, all the best, folks. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.